How's it going, everyone? So in this video I wanted to share with you guys how I level an aquarium. This is actually my first time doing it, but I just wanted to go ahead and document the process. I think leveling an aquarium is a really important step that I think I missed the last time. But the last thing you want to do is spend a lot of money, buy the tank and get the stand in place, and then only to find out that the tank is unlevel and maybe there's some pressure points or something, and the tank cracks just because it's unlevel. So just wanted to go ahead and make sure that I didn't miss this step and also document it for you guys. But before we get into that, I want to give you guys a quick update on the Reef. So let's go ahead and check out the Reef. All right, guys, so here's the tank. Really just wanted to document this and just get a video out there, including some footage from my tank for the month of October. If anyone's confused of how I do my updates, when I say the October update, it's because I'm just kind of reviewing what we went through the month of October, and then I'm releasing it in November. So just wanted to put that out there. Someone asked a question. But for the most part, the tank was pretty stable. We didn't really have any issues. The one thing that I did notice is that because of the loss of the fish that we had the month prior, the nutrients went really low. I noticed that my chaeto wasn't growing as much, and I just noticed that the tank looked a lot cleaner. So to compensate for that, because I know the corals need the nutrients, they need food, I started just feeding a little bit more heavier, and then I also started feeding my chaeto. I just started dropping food in the chaeto just to have some extra in there to be able to break down. The other thing that I noticed was there was a change in hierarchy in the fish because a lot of the fish died off. The Bellis Angel was really the boss of the tank, and when the Bellis Angel died, my yellow tank started to, I guess, kind of show his dominance and started picking on the pintail wrasse. And so the pintail wrasse is still eating, still doing fine, but he's a little bit more timid. He's always off to the back. I also ended up having to frag back the Monty cap. It just finally was getting to the point where every other day I was having to run the flipper just to keep it back off of the glass. So I went ahead and just fragged a couple pieces off of it. I'm still debating if I'm going to add it to the new tank. I really like the shape that it brings. The same thing for the digis. I really like the shapes that they bring, and they're fast growers, so they fill up the tank quickly. But for the same reason, because they're fast growers and they fill up the tank quickly, they tend to outgrow everything else. So I don't know if I want to add them to the new tank or not. You guys let me know what you think, if I should keep the digis. For sure, I'm going to keep the Monty caps for the most part, just because it's the only thing of that shape in my tank. But I haven't decided if I'm going to keep the digis or not. Everything else is looking great. All the corals are looking, outstanding. The colors are coming back really, really well. Polyp extension everywhere. So I'm really happy with how the tank is. I can't wait to... if this sounds weird, I can't wait to break it down and get the new tank set up. I will be adding everything you see here in this tank, for the most part, is like the rock structures and everything. I will be adding it to the new tank. My main goal really is just to be able to add more rock and more structures to space the corals out so they have room to grow. So I don't plan on starting from 1-inch frags again. I plan on moving most of the colonies over, but we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, so that was just a quick update on the Reef. If you have any questions, I just wanted to, again, document it for the month just so we can have some footage of it. Man, it's going to hurt tearing it down. All right, so let's go ahead and get into leveling the aquarium. All right, so we have the tank. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the tank halfway just to start with, just so we can kind of get a base level of where we are, and then, kind of figure out where we need to go from there. And then I'll fill it up all the way, and then we'll continue to level it. So it should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to switch over to real time now, so I'm going to go ahead and start with showing you guys what tools I'll be using. All right, so here's what we're going to need. We have our shims, composite shims. It's essentially just pieces of wood that you're going to use to hammer into the bottom of the stand on either side, wherever the leveling is going to take place. We're going to need a rubber mallet. And then, of course, the most important piece is the leveler. I would say spend a little bit of money on this. Make sure you don't get one that's already warped. Test a few of them out there on the display shelves. A quick tip, I chose the most expensive one. I checked it on one of the display shelves. Whatever reading I got with that one, I used some of the cheaper ones and found which one got the closest to that one, and that's the one I bought, which is this one right here. So all right, let's go ahead and get to leveling the aquarium. All right guys, so you can see we have the leveler in place. Right now we don't have any water. I'm just doing a dry run, just checking it out and see how it is as it stands. And we're actually looking pretty good. If you can see, it's showing that it's right in the center. It's actually pretty good, which I wouldn't expect anything less from, you know, the stand that I'm using, this T-slot aluminum frame stand from Framing Tech. They're usually pretty good about being very, very straight. If we take it and we move it to the side though, you'll notice that there's a little slight off. You can see that. There you go. It's a little slightly to the left. So what that means is the front is lower, and if we raise it up just a little bit, you see it goes center. So basically what that means is we're going to have to shim the front of the aquarium. The front of the aquarium is sitting a little bit lower, so we're going to have to shim the front up in order to get that level. Side to side, we're fine. We're good there. So we don't need to make any changes from left to right, just from front to back. We're going to have to raise up the front just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get a few shims in there. I'm thinking I only need maybe 4. One there, and 2 in the center, I'm guessing. And we'll go from there and see what happens. All right guys, so we're gonna stop here for now. I'm gonna show you guys, if I go in, we have it in the center of the tank on the center brace, and you can see the bubble is almost in the middle, which is great. I'm gonna start filling the tank now. Like I said, I'll probably fill it halfway, and then we'll recheck the levels and see if we need to make any adjustments. All right, let's fill up the tank. All right guys, so we've been doing a lot of leveling. You can see I've used quite a few shims. For some reason it started to sag on this side when we started filling it up. Front was okay. We actually had to back out the front a little bit, but this side we had to raise it up a little bit. So now when we're looking at the level, we're smack dab in the middle, looking pretty good. And then if we move it over to the right, smack dab in the center, you can see our bubble is, if I can focus, there you go, looking pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and move on from here, and now we can unwrap the gift and we'll be able to enjoy the tank. I left the tank wrapped up just because I was gonna be working around the tank, doing the plumbing. I knew I was gonna shim it. I knew that I was gonna be just working with the tank. So I wanted to leave it wrapped as long as possible until I got it filled. Then I know that from then on, it's just doing my leak test, then I'll drain it. We're gonna fill it with salt water. We're using natural seawater, so we're gonna fill it with salt water, and we'll do our aquascaping and put in our sand. So most of the work is done now. It's just gonna be, you know, light work. So I'm okay with unwrapping it now. I don't have to worry about scratching it. All right guys, so you can see what we're gonna be using for return. Got 2 RFG nozzles. This one's gonna be for the main return. This one's gonna be for the refugium. And of course we have the lock line to go along with the RFG for the main display. I thought about running 2 lines or a split, a Y I guess, and running 2 RFGs, but the way the return nozzle is positioned in the tank, and I'll show you in a second, I think I'm only gonna need 1. And then the way I'm gonna be doing my flow with the wave makers, I think we should be pretty good, but I can always add if I need to. So yeah, let's go ahead and get these installed. All right guys, so you can see we have the tank completely filled. shims. I just need to break off those pieces now, but we're completely straight now. Water line is level, you can see straight all the way across. I wanted to have a higher water level. I didn't want to have a huge gap. I've seen a few other tanks where when they run these acrylic systems with the top, there tends to be this huge gap from the top to bottom, and for me it just looks incomplete. So I wanted to try something different. So I'll show you what I did for the plumbing, but I did, well, here, let me just show you. You can see the way I have my pipes ran. I have my main drain here, and then I tuned it so that my water flow is right below my emergency valve or my emergency drain. So we'll see how that works out. So far so good. I've tested it. I've clogged this one by closing completely the gate valve, and it did what it was supposed to do. The water started going through this one and it worked out fine. So providing that both of these don't get clogged at the same time, we'll be fine. Which I've never had a drain to clog on me, so chances are that won't happen. All right, guys, so you guys let me know what you think. Let me know if I missed any steps. I did speak with Murphy's Aquatics after posting some videos on Instagram, and he did give me some ideas about the check valve and doing something different with the return pump. So we're going to see if we come up with anything different there. But love to hear you guys' thoughts. Love to hear what you think, if there was anything that I missed. So thanks for watching this video. I plan to start moving a lot faster and just kind of pumping the videos out. Just so we can kind of get the tank up and running. I have a deadline. I wanted to have everything switched over by Black Friday. So we'll see if we can make that happen. But all right, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.